My husband Brian is a musical genius, but there is definitely another side of him. He is haunted by his demons.
Demons? What is this, a Halloween special?
When Brian drinks, he becomes another person. There's no such thing as a cocktail. It's binge drinking, hardcore, for days at a time.
Hell yeah, boy, let's get some drinks.
Do you want a beer?
Yes, please.
He can be violent. Brian's been physically violent with me at least a dozen times.
Oh, no, never mind.
Holy shit, you don't have arms.
Nope.
He has pushed me, slapped me, hit me, pulled my hair. It scares the crap out of me. Sometimes I fight back and sometimes I don't.
Here we go again. Another abusive scumbag.
One time Brian and I were in Hawaii for a Color Me Bad performance.
Color me bad? More like color me sad.
Nice.
But instead went to the hotel bar and got wasted. Brian grabbed me by my arms and just threw me, airborne through the room. My legs scraped the corner of an end table and left a gash.
Can you even imagine that 400-pound monster drunk? What would you even do? I mean, I've seen lightweights who are hard to handle when they're drunk.
3, 2, 1.
I can't even imagine dealing with a belligerent, half-ton rejected Backstreet Boy. You might as well just date a wrecking ball at that point.
I literally felt Brian was gonna kill me in that moment. I've left Brian 3 different times, but I've stayed by his side.
Listen, I'm gonna say it now, and I'm only gonna say it once. Leave his ass.
He's not the one for you, boo.
But it's been hard for me to justify why I keep dealing with the other Brian.
I get it. You love him, but he's gonna color you black and blue.
Well, Kim, I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
You've been listening to what we've been talking about. It's been painful to listen to. Tell me why.
Knowing that somebody who says that they love me could put their hands on me.
Yikes. That's a big yikes, dude. Those eyebrows. He looks like Hard Rock Nick.
I'm already starting to put some puzzle pieces together about what's wrong with him. What I'm having a hard time figuring out is what's wrong with you. Why is it okay with you?
I mean, you can hate this guy all you want, but if you're staying with a man like this, then you're just enabling him.
It's absolutely not okay.
Well, based on results, it is, because you've stayed in this. He's attacked you a dozen times during this relationship. So what are you saying to yourself that makes this okay?
Mostly because he does this primarily when he's drinking.
So basically she goes on to make like 100 excuses for this guy. Enabler.
After a while, don't you begin to realize there's a cycle here?
Let me just whip it out and lay it down for you. When you drink to the point of having no control of yourself, you're choosing to drink to that point. You can't just say, oh, I was drunk. So, like, that's not an excuse, okay? You chose to get that drunk. Let me tell you from my experience as a college boy, you don't want to black out, okay? You do things you regret. You live and you learn. But this guy ain't learning. So let's get to know Brian more.
People know me as the lead singer of Color Me Bad.
Oh wait, he's the singer of Color Me Bad? I thought he was Guy Ferrari. Just kidding, just kidding. I actually thought he was the singer of Smash Mouth.
What most people don't know about me is that I'm an alcoholic.
Well, you're on Dr. Phil, so most people know now.
We start recording this song, I Wanna Sex You Up.
Please, please, Brian, don't sex me up. Don't sex me down. Don't sex me sideways. Don't sex me in any direction. Please, for the love of God.
We hit it off. We started performing at assemblies. We were always trying to be the center of attention. We were hungry. We were successful and we wanted to stay successful. There was a lot of pressure.
Okay, so I'm a 90s kid. I like 90s things, but I have no idea who Color Me Bad is. I mean, I'd never even heard of Color Me Depressed before he came on Dr. Phil.
With alcohol, I found that it took away my inhibitions. It started out slow, a shot before going on stage. As the years progressed, I started drinking more and more. I've been in and out of rehab 4 or 5 times. I've had 3 DUIs. I have shown up for shows drunk, walked off the stage.
Okay, DUIs are really not cool. It's one thing for you to mess up your life with your alcohol. It's a whole nother thing to ruin someone else's life, okay? When you go on the road, you're putting other people at risk. People who aren't choosing for you to be on the road. Like, it's one thing for you to hit your wife because she chooses to be in that relationship with you. The people on the road don't choose to be on the road with you.
Pushed Mark right in front of the crowd.
Holy jeez, Hulk smash. What was that? Homeboy was like, thanks everybody for coming out. Bipolar Brian just wasn't having it. He's like, shut up, you know I always do the outro.
I do things that I don't remember because as soon as I start drinking, I go straight to blackout. I'm afraid I'm gonna be one of the next entertainers that you hear about that they found in a hotel room. They drank themselves to death.
Earth to Brian, don't drink. Hey Brian, drinking's bad, okay?
You just can't handle it, big boy.
Hard to watch?
Yeah,
What's hard about it?
all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you think you're drinking to blackout level?
Well, for starters, because I'm an alcoholic.
What a 400 IQ answer. Honestly, do you hear how hard he's breathing in this interview? I find it hard to believe that he makes it through a whole concert or even one song.
The guilt from the things that I've done over the years.
All right, kids, get your notepads out, all right? Get them out, because here's the first lesson of the day. Only drink to celebrate, and still do it in moderation.
I wanted to come on here because, well, first of all, we're fans of the show. We've watched it for years.
Your first reason to come on Dr. Phil was because you were fans? You're telling me the first reason wasn't because you're an alcoholic and you need help?
I've never been a rock star, and so
You're a rock star.
He's not wrong. Phil is a rock star. And then this happens to Homeboy's face.
Well, I've got a.
I don't know what's going on with Dr. Phil's uploads, but this keeps happening, and sometimes it's pretty funny.
You don't take care of yourself physically. You don't require enough of yourself because you're generating results that you think you deserve. And unless you fix that, you're never going to fix all of this.
One time we were in Australia and he walked into Vanilla Ice's dressing room and took his alcohol.
Hey, as long as you didn't take his ice bucket, you're fine.
Up. Last year he comes and blindsides me.
Homeboy has an ego. Less like color me bad, more like color me Chad.
I get up, I'm looking around, and I look back and I see Brian walking off saying, I'm color me bad.
More like color me mad. More like color me... I'm all out of color jokes.
I was assaulted and his ass went to jail after that. I have a restraining order against him because I don't know what he's capable of doing.
Yeah, I don't know how you have a boy band with a restraining order. How does that really work?
You know, you attacked your bandmate Mark. You actually have resentments towards him. He criticizes you and says that you hurt the band because of your weight.
Brian's bulimic. You know, I know he doesn't like to talk about that, but...
So he's not throwing up from all the alcohol he's consuming. Are you sure? Did you double check?
You're making excuses for him right and left, and that's not helping him at all. You're not helping, and you deserve better than to live with a ticking time bomb.
There's some backstory there.
Okay, you're right. You're right. Of course, it's not his fault. This was all of his history.
No, I didn't say it wasn't his fault.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It's not his fault. Why are we even here? Let's just go home, you know? You want to have a picnic? It's kind of nice outside today.
Take it from me, because when I go stand on my age, I feel like I'm about to fall off a cliff. And you're not far behind me. But now you've come to this point and you want to blow it all up by being an idiot? You need to decide who you are and what you want to be in this life and this world.
Well, I mean, what else can you do? I mean, he's either going to quit or he's not going to quit. He's either going to end up dead in a hotel room, alcohol poisoning, Brian Boo's house. Don't
you allow it to happen again. Don't you let the children see that happen again. And don't you do it again. Decide right now. That's done. That's done.
Alcoholism is a serious problem. Don't drink, kids. I hope you like the Friday fill up. I had fun making it, and we'll see you next Friday.